So
I got
this
tighten
one,
it down.
this one is just to adjust
This is up and down and angle. This is the one that actually tightens it to the actual crossbars. There you go.
And it has to go up, I believe.
No, it's where it needs to be.
Oh. Cool. And it's gonna shoot right
Now.
here.
Yep, right here's the head, so it'll shoot out right there.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, this right here is where your head's at.
The issue is it's gonna shoot on the roller,
So-
where it says hot melt while shooting in the middle.
It can, and I can't do a shift to get that over, can I?
Actually, if we flip this, like if we switch it, it has to be straight all the time, or it can go.
I might, let's see. No, it can be sideways. Let's see if we can rotate it. There you go.
Okay, nice. Now it's shooting. And what's that for?
You can set the height when somebody moves it. You can go right back to that same spot. So it sets your. So when you have to
I
move it,
see.
you can slide it back
Yep,
up.
yep,
If you have to take it out,
means-
you go back to that spot. You know your height is right. You can
Got
put it
it.
on top or bottom. This one you could actually put it on top. So it's gonna have to go in more now for sure. There we go.
And this one,
Okay, so you get stuff that's really tight sometimes where you got to run close to something.
I see.
These let you tilt that head and shoot it in at an angle, and that will occur.
Help.
Huh?
That will help because sometimes you
Well,
don't have a space.
Like if you're doing something and it's super tight to this because how you have to hold that down, you can set this at an angle and just shoot it in from the side to it.
I see. Perfect.
Something these don't let you do.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we're basically ready to run. This is there, so we're going to use head one, so we can just turn it on. It should be programmed just like it was before.
Yes.
Now we'll just have to see if it actually gives us, it should give us the dot function. So we just have to confirm it. So we're going to need to run one.
Green.
Confirm that we're in the right, so we'll just run one, let it go, we'll check, see where our location's at. But it should fire, so we need to listen to make sure it does fire. Yep,
Okay.
and we gotta move it. Not right. So this is cold. You have to compress it for a little bit to let it get a quasi-bond.
The shooting has started much early.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to
Move that
move it back
and move the end.
and move the end. So we'll have to just shift everything back even further. One, because we're in a different spot on the bar because we rotated to the side, so we move forward. That's possibly where it was at. We can look for sure because I can see where the glue puddle was on the paper and see if we're like a roller forward. If that's the case, I might be able to put it on the other side, maybe. But that's pretty good bond. That quick.
That's actually-
I mean, you're pulling paper, but that's how water-based it penetrates the sheet. So that's why a lot of people prefer.
That's actually, it's gonna be fun if I see, is that still crooked? Because if it's a butter base and it doesn't bond as fast as hot melt, it may be let it to,
The advantage to that is where hot melt comes over and holds it. With cold, it'll let it square itself up. So
Exactly,
It doesn't
that's-
trap it. It lets it kind of settle in.
that's what I'm hoping to see. Okay, just how much?
So one,
We need
I'm going to
this
turn the glue
much.
down a little bit because that is
Oh.
a lot.
That's a lot.
So
You are using the head? Yeah.
So yeah, we were
You shoot
we
it
were
through.
we were right here shooting blue. We're back there shooting blue.
Okay.
So so yeah, we moved it further back, which should have came off this side, not that side. So
But that's not a problem to move just
No.
this much.
I just want to make sure we're on the blue tab, see if we need to come out a little bit.
This much if we measure to see how much is it, then
It's
we
about
can
200.
add it.
It's about 200.
This much is
About close to it.
here.
Not 200. 100.
Yep.
So yeah, about
100. So we add, if you don't mind, would you mind if I add it? Okay.
You guys are the ones that are gonna be running it.
Let's say we put this window, we are not gonna change. Begin 220 is gonna be plus 100, 320. Thus we keep it, we go to then end 440, it's gonna be 540.
Yep. Yeah, you're just adding 100 to both of them. We can manipulate from there.
Okay, speed 5 millimeter.
Now, go into your,
I can make it
make that 10.
make it 10.
Yep.
Cool, cool. Now we are good.
Everything's back to normal there?
Yep. Yes.
So a little trick, you can check it when it's wet sometimes, but you can rub your finger on the glue and it'll pull like the dirt off your fingers so you can actually see where the dots are. This glue sticks good. Sticks better than the hot glue.
Oh yes. Actually, it has started
So yeah,
even
we can move
further.
it. We can move it over here. So yeah, it needs to
Move further. A little
starting
bit.
in the right spot.
Ending is
ending in
actually-
the right spot. We'll see that.
Yep.
So it's squeezing it almost to that fold. So we want to shorten it about 5, and we want to push it.
About 10.
We want to lengthen 10. So if you lengthen 10, then you want to shorten 15. Because you're going to move this 10, which pushes you 10 more. So you want to shorten 15. Because you want to take 5 off the tail, add 10 to the front. Make sense?
The start is gonna be less than
It's
I
going
have.
to be further.
Yeah, means we're gonna make it instead of 210,
So if you-
it's 200.
Yeah, if you add this 200, you're 210 right now?
Yeah, like
Because you're going to
this.
make that window longer. We need to go that way. So you're going to say if it's 200, you're going to go to 210. And if you're doing that, you need to subtract 5 because you just put 10 on it. And you might just minus 5. Do
Yeah.
add 10 and minus 5. Try that one. Yeah, that's possible. So many of these are different.
320 become 330, and I have to deduct 5.
Yep.
I believe that's it.
So put it, and then on your little nozzle right here,
Okay. Sorry.
on your little nozzle right here, grab that, and you're going to want to turn it like righty-tighty. You're going to want to turn it that way, and you'll feel 2 clicks. And
This
they're going
one?
to be very small. Yeah, turn it
This way?
this way,
Yeah.
and you're going to feel 2 clicks.
2.
Okay. So that we're turning it down 2 clicks. And then we'll see where we're at on volume, because that's still really spreading out a lot, so we can turn that down a lot. Here we go. So we'll go ahead and open it up. So here's where you take your finger,
Yep, ends perfect
see where the dirt shows up.
and start perfect.
It's a nice little dot. We're pretty much right down the center of that thing. We're pulling over about like the hot melt was, but I don't see it coming out into the print area. So that's where this is. So let me see if this is set up that way.
برای جا بگیری توی رای شده میزنه یه تو بتونی صافش کنی
کج.
پس با اینجوری میزنی یه بره
نه اون که هیچی، اون به خاطر اینه که اصلا این داره کج میره. من ولی بحث اینه
So,
که
I'm going to tell you right now to make your life easier. Is that it right there? You want to get UV glue.
اوکی.
So you can put a light down here. I don't know if this is or not. It's not. If it was UV, that would be glowing real bright purple. And it might be, it just might be the type. But that lets you see, like
Where
when
it's
this thing's
stuck.
folded up, it lets you see if glue's outside the edge because it may not be stuck. But when you stack it and put it in a box, then it glues itself together and you send out, and by the time you get, hey, it looked great, but when they get it, it's just one great big brick. So this lets you, because you can put up black lights, then you can have a little black light. They can take handfuls and you can look down inside and make sure you're not getting it inside the piece. So I'm going to see if that glue that Capital sent, if it's a UV, show you the difference.
یه دونه خطکش میاد ما یه چیزی اندازه بگیریم.
داری کتش
یه کلیر داشتم اینجا. یا
So that's a UV. That's a UV ink or a UV
Oh,
glue.
okay.
So when that hits black light, that will show up that you have glue where it is not supposed to be. That prevents you from sending out a job that looks great, but once it actually sets up all the way, you glue the whole job together. So you want to get a UV,
ink
UV
infused.
UV indicator for your glue, so you can actually.
Sure. UV infused glue. Quick question. Regarding getting it squared. Uh-oh.
Yeah. These rollers, because they're so old, could be part of the problem.
Because I can see that's like 2 centimeters. That's actually square on the print itself
Okay.
and the die
Okay.
that we did. And it seems it's a square.
All right, let him run some. Let me watch you come out of the feeder.
یه دونه بعد بزن. Dirty. We should clean. Yep, you can see.
Maybe it's all gluey. It's gluey.
That's interesting. It has glue in it. Glue. It's stop. Yellow one, red one.
Oh, that's from them a long time ago. That's the thing. All this stuff hasn't been cleaned.
I see. To clean, we should use alcohol or Aston.
Alcohol's the best thing because it's not as aggressive. But that being said, that's got that blue. The good news is that will wear off, but for now, we'll kick that out of there and just hell, the one behind it's not much better. Do we have another 6?
Not in here. No.
Instead of 6, for example.
You probably could. The gap's big enough to get another one holding it. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna experiment.
And take
'Cause
just
I did
the
that back there to see if that's what's making it go crooked. I lifted one up over there, so we can try that. Clear problem.
Those short connect short.
نه فایلش هست ولی کانکت نمیشه فایل
See how that's longer? See how that's almost to the wheel? See how these are right at the wheel? See how that one was shorter?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be some of why we're getting a kind of, we could be getting a crooked pull every now and then. So we're gonna lift that one up and not use it. And we're gonna try and see if we still get crooked. We look fairly straight, but we still have a little twist in it. So I may move this back a little bit more to see how I'm close there, but I'm not over there going by this,
Yeah.
gauging it. So I'm gonna do that. Just a little bit.
جفته اینا حداقل یه 50 تا میشن. It is much better. It is much better.
From what I'm seeing right here,
I'm just seeing the
we still need to move. We need to move the glue out a little bit. No, we need to move the glue
The
in a little
inside.
bit because I see it trying to build right through here on the edge of that sheet.
I
Which that
see.
will slowly
Sure.
transfer.
I can see the gap in here.
Yeah.
Close to this one. Before it was touching this and it was like this.
Yeah. A little.
Maybe then that's the reason.
Well,
They-
we're still crooked on the die cut, so that's going to show your image. But that's not going to be why I can't shoot a straight line down a straight edge of paper. It don't care what the image is.
Yep.
So
It's not about the glue, it's just folding. I'm just thinking about the fold.
yeah.
And the die seems straight
Well, it's still
and the
off,
print.
but it's a lot better because you can still see how
Yeah.
you don't see anything there, and then see how much
Yep.
blue you're showing there. So you're off. What? 4/10 of a millimeter, maybe half.
Yeah.
maybe, out of square.
Then is that normal? Normally,
That will.
is that the tolerance that we can?
That all depends on what you got there at the die cutter. So it's all going to come from the die cutter. So you can see on that full length. See how close you are there?
Mm-hmm.
Those are not. Those should be the same.
Then we didn't do the die cut right.
Well,
As close
that
as
can be part of it. See, you're not perfect there and there. So you're not showing any white here.
Little bit white
You
there.
are showing a little bit of white there, so you're still this way a little bit, and it's still a little bit crooked. So that is kind of normal for any die cutter because you're talking about holding absolute perfection register, and that's if your paper's square, it's coming square through the press, it gets to here, you die cut, and you're die cutting from the same register points. If you're not really die cutting from the same register points, so you're going to have plus or minus 64th, almost guaranteed, just in a different gripper position, different guide position, just the way the function. Like on a Heidelberg, when you run a 2-2 to create a 4, so you do a 2-color pass, you come back to a 2-color pass, you have to run that on the same press.
Yeah.
So it has the same gripper, same side guide, so you can snack them back to right. So if you take it from this press to this press, it's going to be hard to get those back in register because they're different positions. You're going to want to run cold.
What's that?
If you're doing this type of stuff, you're going to want to run cold. Way better, it's easy.
Match it.
But a lot of stuff that cold is so that makes it
So we are just gonna run it.
You want to lower it or you want to move it?
Perfect. Perfect. It's much better than running the hot.
And it's easier. People prefer cold as long as you can get away with
And
it.
it is food safe as well.
I don't plan on pouring it over ice cream tonight, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, what do you want to
You said move it further.
Yeah, move it in just
Yep,
a little bit.
that's exactly.
How much do you move it?
I moved it about half a millimeter. Sorry, half a centimeter, 5 mil.
Well, that's way too much. You
Too
could've
much?
probably- I would have went just 2 millimeters probably.
Oh,
The good news is, if it ain't in the right spot, guess what? We'll move it again.
easy, yes. That's not that hard.
There we go.
Right? There's a
Không thì khi để tôi ông lại khi sập.
stand it in the chair.
So now you can look, see your clearance from that edge right there. You got kind of like a millimeter of this raw paper down the edge. That's where you want to be, because if this glue grows on you, that's where you don't see it. You pack it and put it in the box, and it glues itself together. You don't want that. And I was telling him you want to get the reflective UV indicator in your glue,
Like the glue that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
ordered is actually had the UV indicator.
so you can put a black light down here, and when they pick it up,
And see it.
they can take a handful, they can do that, and they can take one and then they can pop it open. When it's glued together, they can pop it open
They see.
and make sure there's no glue dots anywhere in here that got on it, because what usually happens, everything ran great, but the customer's got a brick and
Yeah.
they can't get the box open, and you're in trouble. So,
Okay, that seems great. Now, can we, do you think, run the complicated one? Because
do you want to start setting that up today? Because that is a long setup. So you're going to get part of it today, part of it tomorrow. Do you just want to do a one, here's we start this, we work our way through it until the end?
but the issue is we are behind the schedule. It's better to